Couple of quick hitter stories that I wanted to get to that don't really have enough substance for a normal length of a normal video, but they are very important. One is calling some stupid shit out by somebody who I respect a whole hell of a lot, except for when it comes to political takes. Over the past 5 years or so, he's completely lost his mind. But then you have, on the other side of the aisle, some legal news. Some very good legal news. Project Veritas, okay? Whenever somebody talks about them online, it's normally fairly sketchy. A lot of people have been struck down for just discussing the type of stuff that Project Veritas goes after, but this one right here should be pretty safe. Several videos on the topic, especially when the video started to drop, and then as soon as the lawsuit got filed, and then it got past the hurdle of the dismissal phase, and the New York Times had to respond to it, well, guess what? Now it's going towards discovery, and this is where all the fun stuff is going to happen. This is going to be fundamentally damaging to the credibility of the New York Times. Hopefully enough people pay attention to it, because this one right here, this is the big one, okay? When it comes to free speech and defamation, the New York Times is normally at the fucking front of this type of stuff, okay? They're the ones who are running the hit pieces now. They have just ramped up all the messaging, and now they're getting held to task because Project Veritas has the receipts. They have the gumption. They went forward with all this type of stuff, and they're trying to rework the system. They are not taking this lying down, and this is the type of approach that I keep pushing, that I want more people to fucking partake in. Because you can complain about it until you're fucking blue in the face, but if you aren't going to be doing anything about it, if you aren't going to be inspiring people to do the fucking change, do the work, you're fucking useless at the end of the day. You might as well just simp for Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. When the New York Times stepped into the ring with Project Veritas, it thought it would be a pretty easy victory, but the group, known for its undercover videos and scene fact-finding, is a lot scrappier than the paper of record anticipated. Now, after a judge's recent court decision, the Times is on the back foot. According to Project Veritas website, Justice Charles D. Wood, strong name, of the Supreme Court of New York in Westchester County, handed down a ruling on Wednesday that the New York Times motion to dismiss the defamation lawsuit against Project Veritas is denied. It's going to trial, my guys. It all started when the undercover work done by Project Veritas in uncovering the Minnesota ballot harvesting was labeled as deceptive by the New York Times. It's kind of weird when you have video evidence of that and you can just outright lie about the truth and what your lying eyes can see right in front of you, but hey, they'll try to get away with everything. Normally do. Not this time. Not this fucking time. When Project Veritas brought the lawsuit against the New York Times, the Times attempted to defend itself by claiming the writer of the piece in question, Maggie Astor, was simply stating an unverifiable expression of opinion. Just one problem. The claim of the video being deceptive was printed in a news section of the New York Times, meaning that they were trying to pass off the claim that Project Veritas was attempting to fool its viewers as fact. That's very important, okay, because Maggie Astor, I don't really care. I don't really know everything that she writes, but she also writes, what I do know, she tends to write news, but she also writes op-eds. That's fine. You can have your opinion out there. If somebody wants to pay you for it, fucking go get it. It's a hard gig to get, and especially if you're getting paid by the New York Times and all of their fucking backwater deals, it's probably good work if you can get it. So mazel tov, congratulations. When you start to mix the two, when you're supposed to be in the section that explicitly says news, and then you start labeling stuff as deceptive because I think it's deceptive, I think that there's edits in there, that transitions over from news to opinion, and you're not differentiating the two. That right there is defamation. The court agreed with Project Veritas. Project Veritas pointed out opinion was printed in the news section of the New York Times, and the court agreed. If a writer interjects an opinion in a news article and will seek to claim legal protection as opinion, it stands to reason that the writer should have an obligation to alert the reader. That is its opinion. The Times did not do so, and the court found this troubling. The court found Project Veritas demonstrated a substantial basis in the law and fact that the defendants, New York Times, acted with actual malice. That is, with knowledge that the statements of the articles were false or made a reckless disregard of whether they were false or not. And Project Veritas should be permitted to conduct discovery. And this is where it's going to get spicy. I want to know when this trial is going to continue, because this one right here, this one is going to be the big crack in the foundation that could start tearing down the likes of, well, obviously the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, all of these other wonderful outlets that Project Veritas has so expertly been able to infiltrate over the years. They've been doing this for a long old fucking time. The first time I've heard them come around to this was when they were doing either their Antifa stuff or busing in 2016 election of certain neighborhoods to certain poll stations. I remember those videos well, and I don't know how overreaching the election integrity rules for YouTube are, but I'll leave it as vague as possible. But that one's still a very, very hot topic, and don't let that one go undercover just because of everything that happened with 2020. I still got it in the back of my mind, but the cracks are showing. The cracks really are showing, and we'll see how many get exposed in the upcoming trials. And speaking of people who have cracked, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over to my big wide camera here. And as you can see, I'm a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? One of the big inspirations behind me becoming a personal trainer, going to college for all those years, getting my degree, getting my certifications and everything was that guy right there. That is a still frame from Pumping Iron, a video that I have watched probably, oh my God, I can't even count on one fucking hand, to be completely honest, dozens of times. I know that it's early fucking assisted reality, and not everything that was portrayed on the screen was accurate to the time frame or even accurate to everything that was going on with Mr. Olympia, but it is just absolute magistry what Arnold Schwarzenegger was allowed to do, what he accomplished even in the field of bodybuilding. It's like all the way around me in this entire room I have here, just off to my right as well. It would just be off camera as well. A picture of Muhammad Ali. Right behind me, the little guy, you can kind of sort of see it, and I'll just move out of the way. It's just on the other side of the lamp there. I got a Mike Tyson, signed Mike Tyson picture. Just amazing people in their field. The Rolling Stones picture that's just right there that you can't see as well. That's behind the camera as well. One day we'll be able to see that. Surrounded by the absolute apex of their field, because I respect them when it comes to that, except for when they start to cross the streams and, I don't know, just completely fucking lose their mind. I'm not going to say it hurts, because I'm not somebody who looks up to anybody at the, you know, I'm 30 years old. I can fucking parse out information between somebody who has an intense amount of knowledge in a certain field and then just be very, very low information in others. That's fine. If I want songwriting advice, there's nobody better. There's no better duo than Jagger and Richards, okay? When it comes to bodybuilding, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, he wrote the fucking book right there. I'm staring right at it. The New Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, okay? There is no finer book, okay? I've had textbook after textbook when it comes to lifting manuals, and that one right there is the fucking tops of the field. If you guys are even tangentially interested in learning more about that field, I cannot highly recommend that book enough. But when it comes to things outside of motivation, exercise and nutrition, Arnold Schwarzenegger just is a total fucking lol cow, for being completely honest, because his takes on everything from Orange Man to what's been going on with the fucking Capitol riots, when he's sitting there fucking sharpening his Conan sword, just saying that this is the worst atrocity that I've ever seen, even though your father was a fucking card-carrying Nazi. Check it out. Gustav Schwarzenegger. And then his spiciest of spicy takes when it comes to maskers. Yeah, August 12th, 2020. Yeah, this is brand new, so we're still trying to peddle fucking face diapers. Oh, Arnie. Whatever. Arnold Schwarzenegger says, hasta la vista to anti-maskers as COVID-19 regulations return amid the Delta variants in these little cloistered fucking bubbles, which Arnold really hasn't ventured too far from since making landfall in the United States. He hasn't really traveled that far outside of Los Angeles, and he would probably, if he felt so strongly about the freedoms and the opportunity that the American public and American society has provided him in order to achieve the highest office he can as a unnatural born citizen, like he's Austrian. I don't think I'm breaking any fucking boundaries on that one or shattering anybody's mind, but he became the governor of California as a Republican, just showing you that these fucking demarcations really don't mean a goddamn thing. All on the back of an intense work ethic. Catching the breaks when he did, hooking up with Joe Weider, having the physique to win 4 Mr. Olympias, and then getting gifted that one that was not really well attended, and a bunch of skeezy shit happened in 1980. Try to find some photos from that event. They're fucking pretty well hidden. But no, being tops of his field, still having the best chest in all of bodybuilding. Nobody will have that Austrian oak chest. Ever. It's fucking top of the field, even some fucking 50 years later. But to just get to an age where, I don't know, man, it's just being around all the same people for, like I said, 50, 60 years at this point. You've lost touch, Arnold. That's just that's the shakes, I guess. The Terminator film icon and former governor of California spoke via YouTube Wednesday to urge schmucks to follow the rules and get vaccinated to protect your fellow Americans. There's a virus here. It kills people, Schwarzenegger said. And the only way to prevent it is to get vaccinated, get masks, do social distancing, washing your hands all the time, and not just think about it, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedoms. Again, that's always kind of struck me a little bit weird, like who wasn't washing their hands before the pandemic anyways? Like, have some pretty nice soap. I think that it's one of the luxuries that I like to indulge in, but hey, maybe that's just me being a little bit of a germaphobe. Whatever. 74-year-old. He's fucking 74. Oh my god. I guess we know when your fucking brain leaves your skull somewhere in your late 60s. Was part of the panel with CNN's Alex Vindman and Brianna? I don't know. Gold Ragaga. These are the people that are at CNN. They really don't matter. To discuss misinformation and the COVID-19 policy. Yeah, you have the freedom to wear no mask, but you know something? You're a schmuck for not wearing a mask. Get your mask. Wear it now. You are supposed to protect your fellow Americans around you. Oh, no, you're not. Where's that written down? You're supposed to look after yourself. And outside of that, you're all on your fucking own. They also use the experience as a bodybuilder to make the case to trust modern science. Oh, really? You want to talk about calf implants there, Arnold? Just asking, for a friend. There's no one that knows more about the bicep than I do because I studied the issue for 50 years. This is a bit of a stretch, Arnold. And the same is also with the virus. The people out there, the experts, they study this year after year after year. Okay, again, I'm not going to discredit how much he knows about anatomy and physiology. It's fucking tremendous, the wealth of knowledge he has. He's also just projecting that the experts that are out there, the Rochelle Walensky's, the fucking Anthony Fauci's, they're that good. Just take a look. Arnold, I hate to burst your bubble, buddy, and the likelihood that you ever hear this is very, very rare. Just take a look at what the fucking beloved experts had to say about AIDS in the fucking late 80s. It'll blow your mind, and it might shake you to your core. He also demanded that Americans respect experts. Oh, like Anthony. Oh my God. Again. You're the greatest action film star of all time. You're the greatest bodybuilder of all time. But your political takes are tepid at best. And then just your fucking tangential science acumen is embarrassing if you're going to be simping for Fauci. Ugh. And follow the guidelines that the Center for Disease Control and Prevention implement. This is about as heartbreaking as it can get because I absolutely adore Arnold, but he's also been off the fucking reservation for a long time. So nothing really, gets to me at this point. It's one of those things. Never meet your heroes, I guess. He continues to just babble on incoherently, but then again, he's been doing that for, 50 years at this point. So I don't know. Here's the overarching advice. Don't take medical experts from foreigners who drop loads and maids that are about a 3. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.